Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending your Saturday. We'd like to believe this is the extended Independence Day celebration of the Philippines. Last night, I was debating with Matty if yesterday was 122nd or 124th. Alam niyo na yung debate sa 96 or 1896 or 1898. But that being said, I think it's a wonderful opportunity.
Hello, Ate Pam.
Version of the TOSP files, but very substantive nonetheless, because solidarity and community building has always been an integral part of what we do in our TOSP call to service and action. And we also believe that when there is solidarity, it's such a beautiful word now that we're celebrating Independence Day, because when we talk of community in TOSP, it's really about being united in terms of feelings and actions for the country. And there is no better essence for that to really be actualized than to look at what the TOSP alumni community in Bicol has done. They're quite innovative. Even the way it's named, it's actually called GLAD, but I will not preempt what it means. In really nurturing not only what we're interested in, looking at shared life experiences, but more importantly, deepening it as well. So we hope this will be equally exciting and engaging. And before I close, I just want to express my sincere appreciation, especially to Team Bicol, because they are the ones who will kickstart our regional chapter series. They will set the bar of excellence as always. And with that, let me now turn you over to our lead moderators. I understand Ben and Donna are going to be in tandem, and of course, Em is our speaker. Thank you very much at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Happy Independence Day, Philippines!
Ayan, thank you, Ate Pam. Ngayon, let's call in Kuya Ben for the overview of the first ever regional chapter TOSPAL session.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ben Secretario, and I'm from Region 5, Batch 2007. Okay, Batch 2007. So we are very thankful that we are given this platform to really share with you what we have done in TOSP Bicol as part of our alumni engagement. So there are a lot of things that had happened in the region. Sorry, am I clear pala? Let me know if, kasi meron akong problem with my connection. So I apologize early on if madi-disconnect ako, but seriously, babalik ako. So again, thank you for giving us this platform. Like, we understand that TOSPALS is about learning, about acquiring new knowledge, new skills, and that's also the same essence that TOSP GLAD is espousing. So we thank the National for giving us this platform so that together we will grow as one alumni community. But of course, we will have to start in the regions. And these TOSPALs highlighting the TOSP Bicol experience via TOSP GLAD is something that we are proud to share. At the same time, we are proud to learn something from you so that we can also strengthen the program. We can also learn from you so that eventually this will be an institutionalized one. So as a matter of structure for this afternoon, I will be discussing about it and also with M. And then later on, we will be asking questions from you, and we will be gladly answering those questions so that if you plan to have the same project in your region, we can build it together. Okay? Sige, so I'll turn you over to M or to Donna. To Donna first. Hello? Yeah.
Nakamute ka, Donna.
Sorry. Ayan. Medyo ano. Thank you, Kuya Ben. I'll introduce our speakers for today. First one is Ate M, Marian May Halgalado. She's our current regional chair for Region 5. And Kuya Ben, of course, TOSP 2007, our founding member. Yeah. So, without further ado, Ate M, take it away.
Ayan. Thank you, Donna. Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to present on behalf of TOSP Bicol, one of our activities which is started in 2015. So, and we think this is very timely, our so-called GLAD or Group Learning Activity for Development. It's timely right now because we see this as our response amidst the pandemic. And because of that, we were able to conceptualize a tagline for it right now, which is rebuilding together towards the better normal, which is also true with what was presented by our dear Ate Pam, na it's really significant right now to stay united as an alumni community despite the distance, despite being isolated or being quarantined. So I and Kuya Ben will have the following major key points for discussion this afternoon. It will be all about the notion of recovered and then reconnect, converse, develop, and of course, a synthesis will be given afterwards. So, for the first part, recovered. Right now that we are experiencing a global pandemic, I think the best thing to hear from each other is finally I am recovered. And it could be from a sickness, it could be COVID-19 itself, pero wag naman sana, fingers crossed. Or it could be a recovery, sense of recovery because of the pandemic, mas nagiging tayong mentally and emotionally anxious. And it's true to all. Or to those who were able to find a love in the middle of COVID-19, Char, maganda rin that you were able to recover emotionally kung nag-break man or strengthen it if ever nagpatuloy. And good for you if you had. And then, but actually, recovery is very significant because we need to recover for our beautiful selves, and encompasses all the other 8 dimensions of wellness. 'Di ba? Parang an alumni community like ours, it will never be sustained kung may isa dyan who is not feeling well, who is going through something. So with that, very significant that this time we focus to the I, we focus to the me, so that we could rebuild together as an alumni community across these different dimensions of wellness. And last night, I was able actually to search on the best definition according to Google ng word na recovery. So recovery is a process of change whereby individuals work to improve their own health and wellness and to live a meaningful life in a community of their choice while striving to achieve their full potential. So, with this definition of recovery, sobrang significant na we always need to check on each other. We need to check on ourselves first and then check on each other as an alumni community, as a circle of friends, kung kumusta tayo ngayong pandemic. I've heard of initiatives na for the other people, for the community, mga simpleng way of pagtulong. Pero what we have in TOSP Bicol is pagtulong sa katospia namin in the alumni community towards the process of recovery. Kasi lahat naman tayo, we are going through something right now in this pandemic. Everybody is adjusting. So, anchored on this definition of recovery by Dr. Stanley are the 8 principles of recovery. And I have here underlined yung mga principle which I think are aligned with our GLAD or the Group Learning Activity for Development. So recovery is person-driven, that's one. It could be an initiative by you, as you, the one who controls yourself, or it could be through the help of others. It also needs to be holistic. That's why we have the 8 dimensions of wellness. It is supported by peers, and that's why nandito tayo as an alumni community. It is supported through relationships. It is culturally based and influenced. It involves individual, family, and community strengths and responsibility. It is based on respect. And lastly, it emerges from hope. So these 8 principles of recovery are actually true as we lead you to the journey of our GLAD. And hopefully at the end of this, we TOSP Bicol will be able to inspire the other regional chapters to somewhat replicate what we had started and make it even better for the help of your fellow TOSPians in your respective regional chapters. And we are so happy to tell you that because of our GLAD, which started way back in 2015, right now we feel recovered. And when we say recovered, although I was able to present earlier the different or um, the technical concept of recovery coming from an expert, right now in TOSP Bicol, what we consider now na kami naka-recover because of these 3 significant points. Through GLAD, we were able to reconnect with our fellow TOSPian. Through GLAD, we were able to converse as friends. And also through GLAD, we were able to develop together as an alumni community. This is a personal journey and a personal experience of the people from TOSP Bicol that we want now to share with you. And hopefully through this, its journey and its beauty will be appreciated by other regional chapters. Ayan. So the next part will be discussed by our Kuya Ben. Hello, Kuya Ben.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, yes. Thank you, M. So, can I share my screen? Okay. Sige, wala na lang akong video kasi ang hina talaga ng internet. So I'll be talking about how we wanted to reconnect as an alumni community and as friends in the alumni community. But let me share with you kung saan ba nanggaling si GLAD at ano ang pinagmulan niya. So actually, this is also my personal journey. Sometime in 2014, I asked my company to relocate me or to reassign me to Bicol. And for me, it was a period of adjustment. Though I'm from Bicol, but majority of my years before 2014 was really spent in Metro Manila. And I was very active in TOSP that time, TOSP National. And then eventually, when I was reassigned in Bicol, I would really want to reconnect with my TOSP brothers and sisters. And these are the people that I could easily count on, like sina Donna, sina Clean, sina Domar, sina RJ, sina M, si Jason. And sila kasi, they have this unique group called Horse Playing Club. So horse playing because there was an event before in TOSP and I reprimanded them because they're too noisy and they're not paying attention. And then I told them na stop horse playing. And then eventually they stopped, but they're also curious what horse playing was. So they learned na yun pala ay, yun nga, they're very noisy, they're not paying attention. But eventually, this group became the leaders of TOSP Bicol. So ngayon, they are known as Horse Playing Club in Bicol, and they're recruiting a lot more of the same kind. But you know, this group of people are the reason why I want to be connected with them, because they are very inclusive. They allow people to get in, to be engaged with them, and they just do it in a fun way. Diba parang minsan ang sarap pumunta sa isang grupo na magiging at ease ka lang sa kanila. Or ang sarap maka-meet ng mga tao na you would not be judged, you will not be tagged as like somebody else, but you are just you. And this is the group of people that I see in TOSP. And gusto namin na sana mas marami pang mag-engage because they feel secure, they feel inclusive, they feel included, and the group is very inclusive, and there's an opportunity for them to engage even if it already took them years, yung mga dating alumni, years to not participate in TOSP events, and also for new batches of TOSP. So sila talaga yung inspiration why we have the TOSP GLAD. And because they are like an embodiment of gladness. Okay? And then eventually, because of that series of meetup, we thought of why not make something out of this chikahan, di ba? Parang why not make something out of this coffee session. So because of that, we thought of putting a structure to it. Hence, we called it Group Learning Activity for Development. Group learning because we love to be in this group and we want to get more people to be part of this group. And at the same time, it's for our development kasi di ba, very multifaceted ang development. Like sa mga nakakasama natin, there are people wanting to have a personal development. There are also people wanting to have professional development, financial development. So this gave us an idea of putting a structure to our usual coffee session. And we anchor it to the 8 dimensions of wellness. Especially this time na parang there's a call for us to be well balanced, di ba? To take care of our well-being. So just to give you an overview about the 8 dimensions of wellness, it actually tackles these dimensions nga. So first is the emotional. Coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationship. Again, TOSP GLAD was created at the time when a lot of people were adjusting. I myself, I was adjusting from a new environment, from Manila to Bicol. Some of them are adjusting to their new work. Some of them are adjusting from being a student to being professional. And these are opportunities for us to have value within each other. Kumbaga, dito tayo makakapag-create ng value so that all of us will be able to develop something in these different dimensions. Okay? Another is spiritual. So this is not so much about faith na religious in context, but that's also something that we would want to grow into. But spiritual in a sense that expanding our sense of purpose and meaning in life. I believe that TOSP is a unique set of individuals. Nasa bloodline natin ang nation building, but not everyone understands about nation building. Pero kailangan natin na laging isa puso at laging articulate this sense of purpose so that when the time comes na we are very overwhelmed with activities, may it be TOSP or with our work, alam natin kung saan tayo naka-anchor. Okay? And then intellectual, recognizing creative abilities and finding ways to expand knowledge and skills. With GLAD, it's so easy for us to share the different aspects of what we do, for example, with our work. There are instances that we are inviting people from, let's say, from the education sector, and then they just share to us, like ako, ang background ko is this. So there are new knowledge. Yes, that's a confirmation. Thank you for that. That new knowledge is also an important aspect of my intellectual development so that I would be able to relate what I'm doing now to the new knowledge that I'm learning from the group. Hello? Clear pa po ba ako? Okay. Sige, I'll continue. Next is physical. Recognizing the need for physical activity, diet, sleep, and nutrition. since sabi ko nga, we are a unique set of individuals. We want to serve the nation. We want to build the nation. Of course, it's also important that we take care of our physical health. So together as an alumni community, there was an opportunity for us to do these activities so that we are ensured that we are taking care of our physical health. And then environment, good health by occupying pleasant, stimulating environments that support well-being. So that's also the purpose of GLAD. It's very inclusive. It's promoting warm environments so that anyone can just get in without thinking that he's not part of the group. So that's one thing that we would want to debunk. When we talk about GLAD, gusto namin na lahat sila part nitong alumni community. And it's also a conscious effort among us na nagpa-participate sa GLAD to promote that kind of environment for them to participate. Kasi there are instances, or probably in your region, mapapansin nyo din na there are people who would want to help. Diba? Pero because they know that some of the projects are already in the advanced stage or it already requires technical expertise, if you are someone na gusto pa lang mag-engage, saan sila? Anong entry point nila? So that's also one of the purpose of TOSP Lab, to provide entry point for everyone to re-engage with the TOSP alumni community. And then, financial satisfaction with current and future financial institutions. So these are also the aspects that we would want in the future to address so that all of the dimensions of wellness will be part of our alumni development. And then occupational, personal satisfaction and enrichment derived from one's work. So mostly of the past GLAD sessions that we had, more on sharing what you are doing now. So later on, we will also touch all of the dimensions of wellness. And then social, developing a sense of connection, belonging, well-developed support system. That is basically what TOSP Bicol is for us. And naniniwala din ako na yan din ang purpose ng TOSP sa inyo, in your respective regions, and even in the national. This is a community that support each other. This is a community that we feel belongingness. And this is a community that will help you in all your endeavors. May it be personal or as an alumni community. So basically, these dimensions of wellness, dito kami naka-anchor on how we would want to conduct our TOSP GLAD. And natutuwa kami kasi little by little, itong mga dimensions na to, nagkakaroon siya ng mukha in terms of people that we will ask to be champion, at nagkakaroon din siya ng mukha in terms of activities. Okay? And also, I would want to share like a concept on why we are doing this. Kasi, diba, like ako, matagal-tagal na din ako sa industriya ng TOSP. Well, that's the statement na sinasabi natin. And then, nakita ko din na because every year, very structured na yung mga projects natin. Like, before, meron pang mga youth hours, merong search, merong formation. We know how it's distributed across the year. Ang ginagawa natin is we just field people to take in the part. Okay? Since, kumbaga, ito yung mga activities natin. So, sino ang mga mag-lead dito? We are already fielding people to do the part. That was the exercise that we had before. That's the experience also of TOSP Bicol. But with TOSP GLAD, using the effectual reasoning, it was an opportunity for us to profile our alumni members. Hello? Clear pa po ba ako? Hello?
Yes,
Very
Ben.
much.
Yeah, okay, sige. Kasi may nag-prompt na connection is unstable. So, that's with TOSP GLAD, that was an opportunity for us to profile our alumni members and at the same time to assess the level of resource that we have in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, in terms of network. Okay? With effectual reasoning, when we mix and match this knowledge, network, and skills, the potential projects that we will do are something that we have not done before. Okay? So, ganun namin siya tinitingnan. So, for example, when we have TOSP GLAD, after that session, it will lead to another activity that is sometimes new to us. It may be a new activity format or it may be a new partner na hindi pa namin nakaka-work before because we've learned something during the TOSP GLAD session. So later on, MM will give you some of the fruits of the previous TOSP GLAD sessions that we had. Okay? And then, of course, I've been mentioning about the TOSP GLAD, and it stands for Group Learning Activity for Development. And our approach, we are very conscious about this. It's inward. I guess this is different from all the TOSP activities that we had in the past. Kasi when you are a TOSP, the expectation is you serve other communities, di ba? Parang you dedicate yourself so that you can capacitate other communities. When we talk about TOSP GLAD, it's more of an inward approach, meaning capacitating the people within the community so that together we will develop personally and as a community. And with that, mas marami pa kaming pwedeng maibigay. Di ba, sometimes meron tayong mga questions about what am I getting from TOSP, di ba? Tinatanong tayo ni na Ate Pam, tinatanong tayo ni Ate Maida kapag may mga sessions. And truth be told, some people talagang nagbi-bleed ang heart nila when these questions are asked. Gusto nilang tumulong pero nafi-feel nila the inadequacy, the feeling of void. Kaya ang gusto namin is sana ma-replenish natin itong mga feeling of void, feeling of inadequacy through a session that all together we will create. So kaya ano siya, parang inward approach siya because we will be able to learn something new so that we can give some more in our next activities. Okay? Next, it's inclusive because yan, gusto nga natin na i-engage lahat ng part ng alumni community. And it's so flattering that sa amin sa TOSP Bicol, kahit na yung mga 1996, 1994, they're participating. Nalalaman nila na may TOSP Bicol pala. And natutuwa kami na malaman nila yon and we engage them also in our activities so that they would feel na yes, buhay ang TOSP Bicol, buhay ang TOSP spirit. Okay? And it's enriching because yun na nga, different aspects of your development using the dimensions of wellness, yun yung mga gusto nating i-tackle dito. And at the same time, it's humanizing. Diba? Parang we have the theme every formation program, humanizing the achiever. Sometimes pag sinabi mong TOSP ka, the term outstanding is with you and sometimes it puts pressure on really creating like activities na sometimes sobrang grand pero it's also tiring, 'di ba? Parang this TOSP Bicol would recognize the human in you na you need to also capacitate yourself in different dimensions of wellness. You also need to learn so that by the time comes you are ready, you'll be able to share what you've learned and what you know. Okay? And then as regards objective, nabanggit na nga ni MM, it's always about reconnecting, reconnecting as to our TOSP friends, converse as friends, di ba? When you feel na you are conversing or talking with your friends, ano yan, parang non-threatening yan, guards down, you will not be judged. And then, again, to develop together as an alumni community. Okay? Sige. So, I'll proceed to the next phase is on the converse. So, how do we do TOSP Bicol? Using the approach and then the objectives that I presented a while ago. So, when we started it, sobrang simple lang niya. The good thing about TOSP GLAD, it's no budget to low budget range. As in, mag-meet lang talaga kayo and then you will discuss about the assigned topic to you. For example, the first session that we had, ito, sina Meg, si Donna, tsaka si Noreen. Meg talked about branding. Okay? Donna talked about training. Noreen talked about civil service. So, sobrang wide ng topic. And then everyone can just pick up the learning coming from different speakers, different sharers. So, hindi siya, unlike sa mga TOSP gathering natin na sobrang kailangan mo ng pag-isipan yung logistics, kailangan pag-isipan yung structure, kailangan mo pag-isipan yung facilitation. But this one goes on, parang doon mo ma-feel yung TOSP spirit without imposing it. Lumalabas siya at nakikita mo sa mga tao kung ano yung passion nila. And you know, the moment you see that from people, mas lalo kang mai-in-love sa TOSP. But we don't want it to be just as ma-in-love ka sa TOSP. We want to do something from it. Kaya mamaya, si M will be sharing with you the things na nangyari after the TOSP GLAD sessions. And right now, mas madali para sa amin ang mag-create ng TOSP GLAD because of technology. Unlike before, like ako, sina Ace, sina Julie, pag may mga meeting kami sa Bicol, we have to go to Bicol overnight, tapos i-meet namin yung mga friends namin sa TOSP Bicol. But right now, because of technology, mas madali at mas maraming nag-i-engage. So just to share with you the latest TOSP GLAD that we do via online. So this was participated by more or less 30 people. And at any given time, ang pinakamarami namin na nag-dial in is 24 people. So yung iba kasi kailangan lang nilang umalis because it was a dinner time. So kailangan din nilang mag-join sa family nila. But this was really an opportunity for us to reconnect, especially now na there's a thirst for conversation, gusto nilang makausap ng mga tao, gusto nilang converse about what's happening in their lives now na merong pandemic. And nakakatuwa because kahit ako, ang dami kong natutunan sa kanila and first time ko lang ma-meet yung iba sa kanila. And these are moments that we capture. These are activities that we want to take advantage on so that lahat ng mga nag-participate dito, we would be able to let them participate some more in the activities of TOSP. So, from TOSP GLAD, nagkaroon siya ng another session we call TOSP Zumba. Okay, so nakikita niyo po ba yung screen ko? Okay, just nakikita niyo po ba yung screen ko?
Yes, Ben.
Okay, sige. So, isi-share ko lang sa inyo kasi yan na nga, si Ma'am Tess, batch 1996 siya. We learned na she's into dancing. She's a teacher in Ateneo Dinaga, but she's into dancing. And a lot of us are really into dancing. So, yan, ako nandyan sa unahan. So, we would want to take advantage of her participation in the TOSP GLAD and letting her share her expertise. So, i-share ko lang sa inyo kung anong ginawa namin dito sa session na to. Yan. Yan lang naman. So, as you can see, isa lang to sa mga activities na ginawa namin after TOSP GLAD. As you can see, hindi siya mahirap na i-organize. Madali lang siyang i-implement. Unlike the other TOSP activities, na it will require us more time to prepare. But with this activity, it already addressed the physical dimension of wellness. So we look forward na marami pa kami activities na ganito. Kasi some of us, they are living alone, and this activity gave them the sense of belongingness, being part of a group, yan na nga, physical dimension. So yun. To some, it may be like a common activity, but for us, it really engaged some of our alumni members to be assured that the TOSP Bicol is there for them. Okay. So I'll turn you over to M for that develop part. Hello, M.
Hello. Thank you, Kuya Ben. I'll start the share screen. Ayan. So we are done na po with Reconnect, a little history about GLAD, Converse, how it is being done, and right now for the develop. To date, we were actually able to realize 5 GLAD sessions. The first ever GLAD was held in June 14, 2015. Its planning was done in 2014, yes, when Kuya Ben was still in Naga, but latter part of 2014 or early part of 2015, I don't know, he flew for New Zealand for his scholarship. But in June 14, 2015, we were able to conduct the first ever GLAD. RJ Competente is the then regional chair of TOSP Bicol. And it was already presented by Kuya Ben that the first ever speakers are Donna Delfino, our host right now, of batch 2012, and Jacqueline Megan Eleazar of batch 2014. Now, the second GLAD session had Ate Noreen as our as an employee of Civil Service Commission as the speaker or the sharer for the second session. She is a batchmate of Kuya Ben. And then we also had the third TOSP GLAD. Sa katagalan po, wala akong nakuhang picture. I only was able to have a screenshot of the announcement in our Facebook group inviting everyone to attend. And our sharer that time was Ate Krista Guerinia, who is also a batchmate of Kuya Ben. If I'm not mistaken, her topic was about SHED, since for a very long time she is with SHED Regional Office here in Bicol. And then in 2017, we also had a GLAD session. This time in the Albay province, it was initiated by Mark Harris Lim of batch 2014, and the sharer during that time is Roy Kapangpangan, also of batch 2014. And because of the call of the times, especially now that we are experiencing a global pandemic, we really feel the need to reconnect again, to converse with each other, and to learn together as an alumni community. That's why we had our first ever virtual Zoom last May 9. And just an overview of how it was done, ito pong recent na session namin, we actually have a core group. Bago siya i-implement, meron muna kaming core group ni na Kuya Ben, and we are the ones who make the framework of everything bago i-execute ang GLAD. So what we had for the May 9 virtual session of Zoom, we had 5 sharers. In-identify po muna namin, I think this is Kim will help, sa ibang regional chapters who are interested to also conduct a GLAD-like session in their chapters, we were able to identify 5 areas na highly affected by the pandemic. Like we have education sector, mass movement or transportation, business, local governance, and then health, of course. So these 5 areas, we were able to identify sino yung TOSPian right now, Bicolano TOSPian, na involved in these areas. So for education, we had my batchmate, RJ Competente. For transportation, we had Kuya Felix Toralio of the Philippine Airlines. And then for business, we had Catherine Chancoco of batch 2018. For local governance, we had PJ Legaspi, kasi he is currently working with LG Yunaga. And then for health, we had Jason Sabiaga of batch 2013, who is a nurse. So with having been able to identify these sharers, and yes, we call them sharers, so meron lang kaming pre-name na 2 major questions in which pwede silang mag-share about it. And then afterwards, we were able to open the floor for our listeners to ask questions. So that's how primarily a simple GLAD activity can be done. With the help, of course, of the core group. Kasi although it is purely conversational, it is anchored on sharing, it is guards down, it's very spontaneous, very authentic, real life experiences of people, point of views, and even technical perspectives about the matter as specialists doon sa chosen sectors namin. It needs to still be structured para at the end of it, meron talagang the same level of understanding and learning among the speakers or sharers together with the listeners. So since development is a process that creates growth, progress, positive change, or addition of physical, economic, environmental, social, and demographic components, which is also anchored on the different dimensions of wellness presented and explained earlier, we would like to admit in our part in TOSP Bicol na it's really hard to measure development. Especially sa mga ganito, like GLAD is purely conversational, it's purely sharing. So how do we now assess development? How do we now assess na nagkaroon ng growth, ng progress, ng impact among our attendees or from the sharers themselves? Diba? Like for example, baka itong TOSPian na to umattend lang kasi may crush dun sa sharer. Charot. Things like that. But with TOSP Bicol, I think we are getting there with a sense of development. Like for instance, during the second session of GLAD with Ate Noreen as a speaker, she shared about CSC or Civil Service Commission Matters. And with that, ang naging yung application in our part as an alumni community is na-realize namin through her talk na things like this needs to still be discussed sa mga student leaders. And good thing, right after that GLAD session, we had a leadership training service in one of the SUCs in the region. And in-incorporate namin yung talk na yun ni Ate Noreen through Rowie Mendoza, if I'm not mistaken. Siya yung nag-deliver during that time of batch 2013. And right now, he is the vice chair of the TOSP Bicol. And then another manifestation na now we really are getting there is itong sa recent na virtual GLAD session namin. As pointed out earlier, one of the sectors chosen para sa sharing is local governance through PJ Legaspi. And at the end of it, bago mag-synthesize for the GLAD session, PJ assured us that the inputs who were given from the alumni community during the open forum of GLAD will be considered as points for consideration for LG Yunaga. So, hindi man siya namin right now makita kung gaano ka-concrete yung naging impact sa local governance of the city government of Naga, na at least merong input para ma-achieve little by little yung gano'n na process. Kasi nga, GLAD is not a grand event. And pero we know it for a fact na it is actually targeting development. It is targeting growth, change, progress. And then of course, although meron lang kami, as I cited earlier, we only had 5 GLAD sessions. Meron kaming mga informal GLADs, which I and Kuya Ben and Donna earlier agreed on to still consider this as GLAD. Kasi this, although informal sharing, informal conversations, we're actually able to give birth to different activities na ginawa namin to cope up with the pandemic. And then to still ensure that each Bicolano TOSPian still has a sense of community. So one of which is the Baretang COVID-19 Bicol, which was inspired by Reach through the Telegram channel of Reach about the COVID-19 related issues in their region. And this only started with a simple conversation with RJ on what if, or what about making a centralized news platform for the Bicolanos? Kasi the problem with the news right now, especially even the press releases from the DOH in Bicol, they are written in English and not all Bicolanos can understand that. So this initiative, all the news articles, good practices, and health updates were actually written in the Bicol language to help our kababayans be still well informed and para maalis yung language barrier among us. And then ito rin, TOSP Bicol Bingo. Just to make or to give some sense of fun, unity pa rin, para mag-recall din ng mga good times that we experienced, or reality check, gaano na karami yung na-experience mo para ma-assess din yung engagement mo sa alumni community. Kasi this could also lead as an eye-opener for the others na, ay, parang kailangan ko pa mas mag-join more with these people, with my ates and kuyas, kasi 3 pa lang yung check ko. Yun. And then, of course, we had our first ever online chikahan. This is also a product of a simple conversation with the core group na mga what if, anong dapat natin gawin. Kumustahan lang siya, may pa-games, may pa-bring me, and then may prizes din. And of course here, to give everyone a sense of history ng alumni community, we were able to have the Sarong Dekadang Istorya because TOSP Bicol has been celebrating its 10th anniversary or first decade anniversary as an alumni community. So ito yung very remarkable siya in a sense na people from the 1990s up to the latter part of 2000s were able to join and were able to revisit the beautiful history and journey of TOSP Bicol. And ito yung sinasabi kanina ni Kuya Ben na magugulat ka kasi people na hindi namin narinig for a very long time, nag-participate sila sa online sharing namin about the TOSP history. And it's really a good thing din na through GLAD kasi, hindi siya nakakalula in a sense na activity. Andun ka lang, makikinig ka lang, mag-enjoy ka, and you will learn something out of it. And then, of course, yung sinabi ni Kuya Ben, the Zumba. So, ayun. And through this different activities, it has a very simple framework. It can be tweaked. Hindi ka matatakot na mag-join. So we are hoping really na other regional chapters will have the same activity like GLAD. Ayan, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Em. Can I share my screen?
Oh, sure.
Nakashare na ba ako? Hindi pa.
Not yet po.
Okay, sige. Babalikan ko lang itong E2D2 framework na ginawa ni Ate Pam for us. Kasi for TOSP, this is really like a powerful framework for us to assess the development impact and then the alumni participation. So with TOSP GLAD, what we envision is the TOSP GLAD as an activity will support in mapping out the E2D2 framework of your respective regions. Kasi yung sinabi nga ni Em kanina na after the TOSP GLAD sessions, we had series of activities, TOSP activities, and we were able to get in touch with new networks for the alumni community. So ito yung mag-feed ng mga pwede naming ilagay dito sa E2D2 framework. At pwede nyo ding ilagay sa E2D2 framework ng mga regions nyo. So with TOSP GLAD, having learned new knowledge, new skills, new network, we hope that it will bear more fruits on your TOSP regional activities. Okay? So for example, sa TOSP Bicol, okay, hello? Clear ba? Okay. Sige. Before I show kung ano yung E2D2 framework ng TOSP Bicol, E2D2 today might be the first time for you to hear about this, okay? But to give you an idea, sabi ko nga kanina na Ate Pam ideate this framework, our goal is to have more enabling activities. Pero yung mga enabling activities kasi, before you get into the high development impact, you have to seed relationship, you have to establish network with your fellow alumni members. You have to reconnect with them. And then eventually they will be able to participate in TOSP activities at any activity of your alumni community regardless of the quadrants here. Kasi may mga activities na delegating ang nature or directing ang nature, but that's their entry point to be part of the alumni community. There are also people na sobrang advanced na ang skills nila that they can already participate in the empowering and enabling activities. So what we want to reach is at any given quadrant, pwede silang pumasok. At any activities of the E2D2 framework, pwedeng pumasok yung mga new batch or mga returning alumni. So, yon. So for us, wait lang. So naka-share screen pa ba ako? Okay. So for TOSP Bicol, these were the activities that we did before the TOSP GLAD. And now that we have TOSP GLAD, we hope to fill more of our activities here so that each of the quadrant meron kaming activities at merong opportunity yung mga returning alumni and new batches to participate. So ang idea naman ng quadrant na to, ang idea naman ng E2D2 framework na to is not to recognize what activities are better than the other. We believe that this quadrant was created, or this framework was created for us to facilitate everyone to get into the TOSP network. So ako natutuwa lang ako na right now, nagagamit pa rin natin itong E2D2 framework as we create more activities for the TOSP Bicol. Kasi more than ever, mas kailangan nating mas strengthen, mas kailangan natin ma-fortify ang alumni community because mas marami tayong dapat gawin after the COVID. Okay? After the COVID period. So, yon. That's it for now, and then we will be entertaining questions if you have clarification or if you want to do the same thing for your respective region.
Ayan.
Okay.
So, kung may mga questions po kayo, do you have questions ba? You can PM me or you can raise hand. Wala ba? Okay, uwian na tayo. Ano ba yan? Ano, Kuya Ben? Wala ata eh.
Hello?
Hi, Kuya Ben. I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Gian from
Any
Season 6.
any questions?
Hello, Kuya Ben. Yung question ko siguro,
Hi,
thank you
Gian.
for... Hello, how are you? Thank you for sharing. It's been a while. Um, I was a bit late in joining kasi I had work, but I was able to catch up with some of your slides, and thank you for this very insightful talk. It's it's a it's a good framework as well for us who's trying to revive the community. No, would you be able to share this slide as a learning tool for us to para may balik-balikan kami on as a guide on how to also begin to also do something like GLAD in our region?
Sure, yes. We are glad to share this information and also these resources to you.
Sige, thank you, Kuya. So I think that very informative kasi yung presentation nyo that could really help us in establishing what steps you can take as well. Salamat po.
Thank you, Gian. Oh, this is also recorded and will be available in TOSP AC Facebook group. Okay. Sige. Any more questions or baka meron din kayong insights for us because this is still a learning process for every one of us. So if you think na we can improve some more in our activities, we would gladly accept those insights. Hello?
Hello po.
Meron pa po.
Please feel free to ask any question.
Gandang mabuhay. Gandang mabuhay, yes. This is
Yes.
JR Aduru from Region 2, Caballeros. Okay, so I just have, well, first off,
Hi,
hello,
JR.
Ben. Yes, Ben, Donna, and the whole TOSP Bicol team, good job. I mean, TOSP Glad put some structure into what our regional chapter is actually doing. We're doing a TOSP Kamustahan, Kava Kamustahan. But your Glad initiative puts more structure, and we might be able to get inspired and leverage on this regarding topics. And I think the Zumba and the, and the bingo are actually very, very nice. So we're I just have a question on, in terms of support from your regional chapter. There was a mention of some officers being involved in the core group managing the GLAD, right? How is the Rexacom of your alumni community in TOSP Bicol involved in this core group? Is this the same group, or is it more of being managed by the Rexacom, or how is it done? That's my first question. And the second question is, oh well, it's not really a question, but Ben, I still remember the E2D2 framework of ATEPAM. I mean, this was back in, I think, TOSP Nationals, right? And it's really very helpful. And thank you for bringing it up again, because I guess it has been somewhat lost in translation, and we're going to look into this again. For the develop, you mentioned about an insight, right? Uh, can you not also include an area on IT? I mean ICT, because we're looking at a digital age right now. You mentioned on education, mass movement, transportation, business, local governance, health. But I would suggest you also include IT and or ICT, so that there will be advances in technology, and people will be talking about it as well, considering that we're all online, virtual right now. So it's a suggestion for your group. Well, basically that's it. I was a bit late in the roll call of regions. Looking at the participants, I think I'm the only one from Caballeros or Region 2 here, unless there are other fellow region mates here, please sound off. Anyway, thank you for entertaining the questions. Thank you, Ben. I give back to
Okay.
you.
Yes, thank you Kuya JR for the questions. First is on the member of the core group for TOSP GLAD and kung mga Rexicom ba to. So M?
Yes, thank you, Kuya Ben. Sabi ko na ibabato mo yan sa akin.
Yeah.
Bali, Kuya, what only happened is during our first ever online kumustahan, yung natirang mga horse players na tinatawag, itong magugulo, na ayaw mag-leave dun sa meeting, nagkaroon kami ng informal talk and then we thought of continuing our online sessions. Doon din nagkaroon ng idea na magkaroon ng TOSP GLAD, Revive ang GLAD, and the rest of the activities. So basically, etong mga taong to are, again, horse players. So paano ko ba ito kasi di ba, let's admit it, sa isang alumni community, meron dyan na talagang grupo na grabe ang bonding. And I think kami to, kasi kami yung matagal nang magkakasama. I mean, personally, I know Kuya Ben since 2010. So, things like that. And ang members nito, we are only 5. Kuya Ben being the youngest, Char. Tapos, I and RJ, the RJ is the former chair, and then I am the current chair of TOSP Bicol. Then we had Donna Delfino. She is actually one of our active members nung time na naka-base pa siya sa Bicol, together with Jason Subiaga, who is right now in Australia. And then we also had Jetro, who is an officer of the regional chapter right now. So I think yung common denominator sa amin, yun nga, yung bond namin was already established for a long time. Second, lahat kami nagkakaroon ng craving na etong mga taong to in our alumni community, although hindi tayo nakikita-kita, hindi dapat pabayaan at hindi dapat hayaan na mawalan sila ng sense of community. Yun. So, that's how it started. Pero I suggest sa mga regional chapter, you can do a more defined structure or framework of your core group. If you would want na yung core group ninyo are the incumbent set of officers, then why not? If you would want na yung core group ninyo will involve the ates and kuyas na sobrang tagal na sa industriyang ito, then why not? And then, why not also invite the young ones? And yun po. Actually, yung young ones sa amin, involved sila sa layouting, dissemination of information, mga ganon. Pero sa planning, kaming horse players yung natira. Thank you.
Pero on the question kung Rexicom, no. Kasi like ako, hindi naman ako member ng Rexicom. And some of the core group, hindi naman talaga member ng Rexicom. Yeah. In TOSP Bicol kasi, meron kaming mantra na idea mo, push mo. Okay? So for example, pero it's in the context na if you really want that to happen, you have to push for it. Ikaw ang mag-i-initiate nun. And when people know that you are really interested to make it happen, lahat yan magpa-participate to help you out. So for example, itong TOSP GLAD, we were thinking of how else can we sustain weekly activities. We were discussing about, magpaano kaya tayo, magpa-quiz night kaya tayo, or kung ano-anong mga activities. Then eventually, someone said na, why not revive TOSP GLAD? It's more relevant this time because people are craving for conversation. So that's the time na, I think it was Donna who was really pushing for it. So yan, idea mo, push mo, susuportahan ka namin. So merong part na ng way of doing things in TOSP Bicol that when you want that project to happen and when you push for it, people will eventually help you to make it a reality. So yon. Second question is about on E2 dito. Yes, for a while, parang nawawala to sa consciousness natin yung E2 dito, pero gusto namin siyang balik-balikan kasi this really gives us a sense of parang direction. Kasi ang ayaw namin na mangyari is we are just doing activities for the sake of doing one. Pero gusto din namin makita na saan ba in the greater scheme of TOSP Bicol alumni community activities, saan ba to i-map out ng mga activities na to? Kasi lahat ng quadrant na yon may purpose yun. So we are not discounting the credit or the merit of delegating, of directing, kasi meron silang mga purpose on how people will be engaged in the alumni community. So baka kasi the pressure is high on us na dapat lahat tayo enabling, dapat lahat tayo empowerment, mga ganyan. Pero mas kami sa TOSP Bicol, we would want to promote a balance of all the quadrants para lahat ng yon mas madali yung entry point ng mga taong gustong mag-reconnect. So that's for the second question. May dadagdag ka ba, Em?
Wala naman kuya. Yung sa ano lang, yung sa suggestion ni kuya na sa ICT,
Yes.
noted po yun, and bigla ko naisip, meron kaming nag-iisa so far na IT in the group, si Josh Lopez of batch 2019, so it would be helpful. Pero we have an upcoming GLAD, yayariin lang po ng core yung framework niya, pero it's a session naman with lawyers concerning the different issues na na-encounter nating lahat ngayon at mga gusto nating ipinaglalaban. Ayun.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yun po.
yung IT and ICT, it's also something that we need to improve on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that question, Kuya JR.
Thank you. You're welcome. I just wanted to also give a shout out again to Ate Pam for the E2D2 framework. It's really a blessing, and we really need it, especially now that we're all reviving our regional chapters. And for TOSP Bicol, kudos kasi talagang you have a love for animals, no? Parang first you have the horses, and earlier while Ben was presenting, I heard some roosters crowing, I guess, or something. So anyway, just to put some parang light moments into this kasi sobrang I'm overwhelmed with gladness. Oh, parang with TUSP glad. Okay, thank you for this.
Thank you, Kuya JR. Meron pa po ba?
May question pa po. Don, may question sa chat?
Wala naman. Wala naman.
Okay. I think that's it. And just to conclude this session, we always recognize that TOSP is a rich resource of skills, knowledge, and network. So if we just have one venue or if we have venue for it to be shared, di ba parang saan pa kaya tayo pwedeng pumunta together as an alumni community? So yun yung pinangahawakan namin kung bakit kami very passionate about TOSP Bicol, about TOSP GLAD, because we know that the potential of this alumni community, sobrang marami pa siyang pwedeng pagdaanan, pero marami pa siyang pwedeng marating. And that's also the same aspiration that we want for other regional alumni community ng TOSP, na sana tayo, we don't lose the sight of also taking care of our people, taking care of our friends, taking care of ourselves. Kasi if we want to learn, lead, and serve for life, we need to have that baon, we need to have that capacity to do so. So, dun namin nakikita kung ano ang purpose ni TOSP. Yon. That's it. That's it for TOSPAL Session 4.
Meron daw pong question si Jack.
Jack?
Ate Pam?
Sorry, Jack. Kasi you had a yes eh. Do you have questions? I'm looking at the participants toolbar.
Oh, that was a while ago, Ate Pam, when Ben was asking if we can see the screen.
Okay.
Although
Sorry
actually
about that.
I've been trying to contemplate on my question. I think moving forward, kasi diba, it's gonna be elections again. I was wondering if Bicol chapter has given this some thoughts. Because personally, we're planning to do something in Caloocan. And it would be nice to hear like pockets of plans of different regions and, cities or provinces.
That's from Jap. Hi, Jap.
Yeah, so, hello. Sorry, hindi na ako nakapag-hi. Jap,
Yeah,
2008. Hello, Ben.
wait lang. I-stop ko lang yung screen ko. Okay, yes. That's also one thing that we would want to prepare yung election this coming 2022. So yes, we will definitely do something. We will definitely prepare for it. So right now, mag-scout din kami ng mga possible speakers that will help us conduct the TOSP GLAD election edition. So yeah, thank you for that insight. And baka pwede tayong mag-collaborate din kasi 'di ba parang this can be like an inter-region
Yeah, exactly.
endeavor. So let's see that opportunity na mag-collaborate tayo as regions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jap.
Thank you, Ben and Em. I think there are no more questions at this stage. Let me just also take this as an opportunity to close. I have to say that people are quiet, not because you were not clear, but I guess you were all simply blown away. That Team Bicol was not only able to enrich, but to really actualize the D2E2 framework, which is, as you know, a very laudable long-term direction that we've aspired to do. It's also very impressive that you're able to, I call it 4Fs, because it's a very spontaneous effort starting with friends. You're able to incorporate the different fields of discipline, which makes TOSP quite unique and diverse for a marketplace of different individuals and expertise and experience. You're also able to put a lot of depth into it, putting a framework to something that people might think is loose or simple, but in reality, it's quite deep. And this wellness framework really was quite impressive. And last but most important of all, it's also fun. Because at the end of the day, even if nation building is very nosebleed, it's also very heart enriching, and it's something that's addictive, diba? We always call it as a TOSP positive dose. So moving forward, I hope the chapters are inspired when we do our next regional chairs national exicom huddle. I hope that you'll also be able to commit to provide assistance, because the whole idea of this building solidarity in our TOSPALS framework is really to replicate what we call best practices as well that we're doing in the chapters. And hats off and congratulations, Team Bicol. I think no doubt this will go to the history of TOSP alumni community. It's quite impressive that you're able to do this. It is very authentic and truly tatak TOSP. So maraming salamat. You not only made TOSP glad yours, but you made our hearts full and glad as well. So with that, thank you very much. Congratulations, Ben, M, Donna, and I know RJ was involved when we had our initial brainstorming. Thank you very much. A very inspiring afternoon. Thank you also to the organizing committee, Karen, Maida, and of course, TJ. Sa lahat ng 40 na dumalo sa araw na to, maraming salamat. Sana ituloy natin ang commitment. See you next Saturday when Team Oscars will take center stage. With that, happy Philippine and Independence Day. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Magandang hapon, Pilipinas.
Yay! Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ate, may pakulong Donna.
Hello
Ay,
po.
sorry, meron pa pala si Ate Donna. Go.
Good,
Hindi,
Donna.
may sponsor kasi tayo.
Yeah.
So, magpaparaffle daw. Charot. Hindi. We picked the early bird for today para bigyan ng prize. Hindi namin alam kung paano namin i-ship yung yung award. Pero meron tayo early bird. Ang pinakaunang nakita ko kanina na hindi kasama sa except the National Executive Committee and ang organizer, si Ate Maria Angela, siya yung pinakauna atang nag-clock in from Region 10. Habang nagda-drive, naka-log-in na siya. So, may pa-premyo ka from Kuya Ben, from Human Nature daw.
Human Nature Sanitizer, di ba?
So, ayan.
So sige, pag-isipan natin kung paano ito isi-ship.
Pwede pa LBC ba yan? Or pwede daw kunin na lang sa saan ba? Sa RFM? Basta bahala na.
Magpapa-face-to-face tayo.
Okay, and then yung second?
Sorry, di ko na take note kanina yung name ni Sir from with his comments for our love for animals. Yeah, we do
From
love
Region
animals.
2, si Kuya JR.
Yes,
Adwo.
JR, yeah. Yes. You also won a sanitizer from Human Nature, courtesy of Ben Secretario.
Yay, I love animals. Laging handa.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you. Yun lang
Ate
naman.
Maria. Okay?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
guys.
Happy Saturday.
Enjoy your weekend.
Congrats, Ben, M, Donna, RJ. Congrats, Team Bicol. Ang galing. Kayo na.
Bye.
Thank you, Ate Pam. Ate Maida, thank you.
Thank you po sa organizers.
Hi, horse players.
DJ,
Mabuhay ang
thank
mga
you.
horse players.
Thank you, Josh.
Dami kayo, horse players.
O, di ba?
Miss Marie, thank you din po for
Players.
joining us. And
Thank
to
you,
TJ.
Ma'am Marie.
Hi, Miss Marie. Yeah, I saw Miss Marie kanina.
Ay, Ben, pa-share kami ng PowerPoint
Okay.
mo, ha?
Thank you. Yes po.
Kuya Ben, pagsamahin natin yung PowerPoint natin.
Oo, baka pwede integrate para yun yung i-share. Tapos, si Ernest, syempre may drawing. Yes.
Yes.
Hey.
Ay, Ben, yung wellness framework, meron ka nung article nun? Sige, pwedeng pa-share
Meron
din
po.
as reference. Maganda siya eh. Napakaganda.
Okay. Okay. Sige po.
Thank you. Congrats sa inyo
Okay.
ulit. Amazing.
Thank you.
Po.
Kuya JR, saka Ate Maria, let's discuss kung paano ko mai-ship tong Human Nature. Ha?
Natagtagan daw.
Biglang ganun.
Oo.
Kuya Ben, you can always ask me regarding contact information ng nanalo sa raffle, so I can share with you her email,
Sige,
telephone
good.
number, because I have the alumni directory form, di ba? So you can contact her directly to ship the
Yes.
the prices.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sige. Thank you, TJ.
Bye-bye. See you on Saturday.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
See you po.
Bye-bye.
Bye. End ko na.